back. It's still the Daybreak Show Rock City 101.9 FM. Today, Monday, the 6th of August 2018. Well, I am Tobi Joseph.
And I am Dele Ayodo.
Like I mentioned earlier, we would be expanding what we discussed on critics. A lot of people have divergent opinions as regards the morality, the legality of the Senate President remaining as Senate President. Well, that is not the major issue. The major issue is what the Constitution say about any lawmaker that wants to defect from Party A to Party B. And of course, the different court judgments that have been delivered in that respect. But when we look at it from the angle of politics and party politics, why is a particular party not contesting this issue? Some have said it is because they also either benefiting or have benefited in the past or are planning to benefit from the defection. So it makes it it ties their hands in contesting these defections in the court of law. Especially, as some have said, excuse me, that you can only defect from your party, that's the caveat in the Constitution, when there are obvious factionalization in your party. Now, that question is raised once again. Are there factions in the APC now that has necessitated this defection? All right, are there factions in the PDP also for some PDP lawmakers to say they want to defect to the APC? Now, that is another one. One major concern right now is the fact that the Senate has gone on recess. The same thing ditto House of Representatives. There are very crucial legislative matters of national importance that are relegated to the background. When they reconvene in September, one major issue will stare them in the face, and that is the leadership of the National Assembly. Right now, it is very, very difficult to ascertain which of the dominant parties boast of majority of lawmakers. In the Senate, what we have on paper is that there are 54 senators on the platform of the APC, and we have 50 on the platform of I think there are 109. I think there are 50 on the part of the PDP. But of course, don't forget we have ADC also.
In terms of the number, I think it's better to keep silence for now.
For now, because
so many
nobody's sure. Even Joshua Dariye is in prison.
So many uncertainty about what will happen. The APC is already even counting the senatorial seat in Bauchi, which the by-election
is still coming
this weekend. Also, they're already counting it. Nobody can exactly say this is that. Nobody, because even when they reconvene, like the feelers we have, is that there will still be movement across the two parties. So we don't know the number that will move in or out. So your mathematics or calculation may be wrong at this
right now.
Point.
Yes. So that is one major issue. Just like Dele said, the picture is not clear yet. Because even before the Senate was adjourned, as it was moved, and of course approved by the Senate President, there were people who were still ready to move or defect from the PDP to the APC. Others also trying to move from one other party to another party. Maybe that will be the first thing that will happen when the Senate reconvenes. How would that affect? How would these defections affect the composition of the national leadership? The National Assembly leadership. Don't forget, we always have minority leader, the minority whip, majority leader. So you could wake up one morning as majority leader and then sleep at night
as the
minority. Okay, and because the president, I wanted to, that's another twist. You can sleep as the minority leader. So nothing is sure yet. What are the implications for the smooth running of the legislative arm? Don't forget the supplementary budget is waiting, gathering dust on the table of the lawmakers. Don't forget that security agencies, INEC, that is going to midwife the much anticipated election in 2019, are crying out that they need them funds now. The president is also begging, at least in quotes, the National Assembly to reconvene. These are matters of urgent national importance that must be
yes,
looked into.
and of course, Toby, from what you have just said, if we are waiting for the money to be spent on 2019 to be approved and other appropriated money, then it means what is happening in the legislative arm is also affecting governance and the people. So don't think it's the paddy thing. Call it drama. You may not be far from the truth, Toby. Call it politics in play. You may be correct. Call it politicking. Well, actually, some people will mark you as correct. I listened to an international foreign radio service analyze this defection in Nigerian police on a Saturday, and I said, well, if they can find time to discuss this, then it means it has attracted international attention, and then it means, yes, there is a problem, there is an issue in our polity. It could be dramatic to you, but some people may also not find it funny. Whatever the situation is in the legislative arm of government, yes, you must be involved. Let's get the legal angle, the implications. Is there a crisis? And when they eventually reconvene to be either before the September date or on the September date, we are bound to continue with these dramatic incidents happening in Nigerian political circle. We thought we would have a member of the National Assembly here with us. In actual fact, we thought Senator Bola Dada, representing Ogun West, will join us this morning. We invited him, he agreed, but a few hours ago, he sent a message to apologize and say due to some urgent national issue, he could not leave Abuja for Abeokuta. When that is convenient for him, hopefully we will have Senator Bola Dada to look at this issue. It would be nice to have one of our representatives who is there. Let's understand their thinking and what is going on. This week, we may likely be discussing politics, and politics. Once again, Dele Ayodo is my name.
We'll go on this short break. When we come back, we should be able to get lawyer Monday Onyekachi Ubani, the National Vice President of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us on the Daybreak Show, Rock City FM this morning.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Morning. All right, lawyer Bani. Yes, you obviously have also heard about the defections from the PDP, from the APC rather to the PDP. The Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki is one of them, and that has also changed the composition of the Senate. That of the House of Rep also happened, but that is yet to really largely affect the composition of the House of Representatives, talking about who is a majority or who is a minority. Let's find out from you first. Is it legal, is it constitutionally bad that a lawmaker can defect to another party?
Well, the Constitution has a provision in Section 6, and I think 109 about the issue of defections of the members of the Legislative Assembly. Says that at law is it? It makes it illegal for somebody to win on a political platform, and then when he gets in there, he now changes to another platform. But the only problem with that section is that he now makes an exception. If you can see that it's a crisis within the political party. And so what people have done, and they have mastered it so well, is that they now probably engineer some level of crisis within the political party and then jump to another. And before you know it, if you go to court, the matter will linger for a very long time. Before you know it, they even come back to the same house under a different political platform, making nonsense of whatever pronouncement the court will make with regards to that, making it sound academic. You know, and it stems as a result of political ideology. That is where the crisis starts. We need to actually put a level of political majority where our political parties will be known by virtue of the ideology and then membership drawn by virtue of ideology. I tell you that none of the political parties can profess significant ideology with which they are known for, of ideals, set of ideas. and professor, and that has always been the issue. So you see, some people being with one political party in the morning, in the afternoon they join another, and even in the evening they can change because there is no shared idea. They have no a pulling force. What is the pulling force? It's only pulling force because these political parties.
Lawyer Obani, I'm sorry, we are still going to look into that, but we want to extend these legal and constitutional issues around these defections. One, unlike the other names that were read on the floor, I'm talking of the senator, the current one, and so many other defections from members of the National Assembly that we have witnessed. That of the Senate president was done through the social media. Can this also be regarded as legal and proper? All right.
Hello, Lawyer Barney.
We have some network.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello,
we can hear you.
Lawyer Barney.
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Okay, we almost lost touch momentarily.
Okay, I'm saying that at the time that announcement was made, the house was on recess. I think the house was on vacation. And so what we expect him to do is that immediately the house resumed, a letter presented to indicate intentions leave a picture to go.
We will have to call you back.
Let's call you back.
We'll have to call you back.
The line is breaking. All right, we have re-established connection with Lawyer Barney. Yes, Lawyer Barney, you were about to answer that question from Dele.
Yes, I was saying that as at the time the announcement was made by the Senate President, the Senate was on recess, they were on vacation. And so there's nothing wrong in using Twitter or whatever media he chose to do that, but he has to formalize it. He has to formalize that
defection
when the house resumes. He has to be presented before the side during which this issue of his formal defection another political party will be brought to the notice of the senator. So there's nothing legally wrong with the procedure presently adopted.
Okay, now one question that is bugging people's minds is the fact that the Senate president who has now defected became the Senate president when his party was a majority. If his party remains a majority and the party has defected to is a minority, would that affect his Senate presidency?
Well, as long as he has been properly elected as the Senate president, he remains the Senate president. Whether the political party he is presently is majority or minority is of no consequence. The only way you can now remove him from that seat is by impeachment process. Even the court now cannot even remove him based on the fact that he has been properly elected as the Senate president.
By his colleagues.
By the senators, So the only way you can remove him from that seat now, whether he is now in the majority political party or in the minority, is just by way of impeachment. So if they can muster the two-third majority of the senators that do not want him to remain their Senate president, of course they go ahead and do that and remove him. Any other method of removal of the Bukola Saraki presently as the Senate president will be regarded as clearly illegal and unlawful.
Now, let's even dwell on that a bit, Lawyer Barney. Even if the senators can muster two-third majority to move for his impeachment, on what grounds would they just wake up one morning and say, hey, Mr. Man, because we are tired of seeing your face, we are tired of you holding that gavel, or what have you, they will just move? Would it be based on maybe impropriety or something that is weightier than just defection?
Anything can be alleged, just as they are using any allegation to remove governors. Why most of the impeachment process of governors have actually been rendered null and void or are invalidated? It's as a result of the fact that most of the procedures recommended for the removal of governors have not be followed strictly by by the legislators. So far, they make up any allegation. They can say that they can allege anything. They can allege that he has embezzled the money that is meant for the Senate. They can allege that he is no longer worthy of their decision, that he is a truant, that he is irresponsible. Anything that they are alleged so far, in their eyes, it is a gross misconduct on the part of the legislature. The constitution was silent as to what amounts to all those gross misconduct or misbehavior that can lead to impeachment. It's clearly as they feel, as in their eyes. Whatever they feel is gross misconduct amounts to gross misconduct. And so they can just wake up and say that, look, maybe any of them can allege that he has even gone after his girlfriend. The most important thing is that will you be able to muster the two-thirds majority to believe whatever story you have told them concerning the Senate president? That will warrant that two-thirds to agree with you and remove him and impeach him.
Now,
they follow all that. Yes.
Lawyer Bonnie, let me quickly remind you that when he was elected as Senate president, was he elected by two-thirds or he was elected by a simple majority?
When he was elected?
Yes, because I recall that about 50 senators were not in the chambers. They were supposed to be meeting with Mr. President while he was getting crowned as the king of the Senate.
The election of a Senate president is different from his removal.
Okay.
Election, I think
it's clearly stated in the Constitution.
Okay, the election is simple majority, removal is total. Now, another legal issue you have to clear for us, Lawyer Bani, is this. The president or presidency has an appropriation bill to be considered, placed at the National Assembly. They are on recess and people are talking about reconvening before the set date. Can this be done? If it's done, would it be legal if it does not have the hand of the Senate president?
There is currently a leadership, there's a leadership in place, minding the business of the Senate. Any other person for now cannot reconvene the sitting of the House without the leadership of that Senate. If you do that, that would be clearly illegal. Like I said earlier, it's only when that particular leadership has been removed by the members of the Senate, you can now begin to do anything you want to do. Anything you do now, when the leadership of the House is not involved, regarded as illegal. There is order, even in hell, there's clearly an order. So I believe that nobody will want to reconvene the House when the leadership of the House has not given the nod. It's unfortunate where we have found ourselves. I keep on saying that the best way to deal with these issues is let's get the right people in positions of leadership, whether it is in the House or whether it is in the presidency or in the governor's seat. So let's get the right people that love this nation to be power. If you get the wrong people, they go ahead with all wrong decisions. Of course, we are bound by their decisions because you are the one that supposedly elected them in the first place. So for now, anyone that wants to go and reconvene that Senate without the input of the leadership will be doing something that is clearly illegal.
Now, Monday Bani, let's remove the wig and gown from you and let's have you speak like a Nigerian. You just talk about getting the right people. What does that mean? Where is the right people? Who are the right people? What does right means in this circumstance?
You must define, issue of the right from the angle of the interest of the country, the national interest. As long as people do not pursue the national interest, to me, such a person is the wrong person. If anyone comes in and believe that Nigeria requires rescue, that Nigeria should be governed in such a manner that people within the country should be happy, that the economic policies, the political policies, all social policies must be geared towards enthroning the welfare of the people, making sure that people are happy, enjoying the good thing that God has blessed us with, just like you see other nations do with their citizens and all that. To me, that person that has such an idea, the person that has such a belief, the person that has such a philosophy is the right person. But the moment you have people that are utterly selfish, in most of the behaviors, in most of their statements, in most of their actions, in lawmaking, you can see it, that is everything that concerns them, they're interested, but anything that concerns the majority, they're careless. So those kind of people will be regarded in my own perception as the wrong people. So let's know what we want as a nation. Let's know what we want as citizens of this nation and begin to pursue it. Our happiness and joy is of utmost importance. And that happiness cannot be gotten by somebody just giving you 5,000 naira a bag of rice and becoming a leader. And then at the end, you don't even see him until the next 4 years. So we have been beaten several times. So how long shall somebody beat you and now you get wiser? We have behaved so foolishly for a long time. And I think this is the time for Nigerians to wise up. We have done it in 2015. Now we know where we are now. We know where the decisions we have taken and taken us so far. What do we do? Are we going to give up? We still have to keep on making decisions in order to get better people to run Nigeria. And when we see them, it is obvious. We have seen some of those examples in leadership position in some of the states where you see governors, trying to do certain things that actually accord with the desires of the people. We have seen it. So let's begin to use that as a benchmark, even to get our national leaders. That's what I would say.
Now, again, Lawyer Bruno, you said we have been beaten severally. We have behaved foolishly more than once. And people have said, we are not going to bring angels. We are not going to bring people from another part of the globe to be elected and to run. We are still going to pick from among us Nigerians. So where will the Mr. Right come from, and then how do we stop behaving foolishly? Because these are our kinsmen, so to say. So they are our resemblance.
Well, if I tell you that Nigerians don't even know those who will get them out of poverty and problems, I would be lying. In every community, in every state, in every local government, even in Nigeria as a whole, there are people that we know by the antecedent, by records of public service or even private service. We know that if these guys are given the opportunity of ascending to position of leadership, they will effect some changes that that will be visible in this country. But sometimes we are being deceived, and it's very unfortunate. We are being deceived easily by some variables, that do not matter, some sentiment that do not matter, issue of ethnicity, issue of religious biases, issue of those sentiment that cannot in any way take us for. That is the thing they use in deceiving us. Oh, we are different. Oh, we belong to a different religion and all that. And before you know it, an individual that went to school, an individual that read up to a degree or even master's, will begin to behave like a foolish person. And we are not getting to that level of political maturity, culture, of enthroning good leadership. That has been our pain, So I am saying that we know them. They exist in this country. We have so many men that can emerge the president of this country and take us out of poverty even within 2 or 3 years. But when it comes to that decision to be made and all that, we see that Nigerians behaving foolishly. All those other sentiments I've just mentioned now begin to be and become a priority in our lives, and we make that wrong decision. So since 1960 today, Nigerians keep on making one mistake or the other. As I said earlier, we have gotten it right in some of the states where you see governors now giving some semblance of governance, good governance, to the people. So it is great for us now to get at the national level.
More than the executive arm, the legislative arm, unlike the executive arm that we mentioned, the legislative arm seems to be where the problem is. A lot of responsibility, people have said, in terms of strengthening the structure constitutionally and all this area. When people like you talk like this, why is somebody like you not getting involved in vying for such position that will make the change wherever you are?
The moment the political culture of Nigeria, shifts, and then there is political maturity in the air, some of us can begin to take a bite, because it's the issue of money. If we run a country that is sane, I'm ready to mention this name. Someone like Dele, who is presently in Senate, who was once the governor of Abia State, should not find himself in the Senate chambers. It's not possible, because the man was a total failure as a governor. What is he doing? A lot of them that are in the Senate are total failures while they were governors. But I don't know, they use money in buying themselves back to the house, and they find themselves in position of authority. So I'm saying that for some of us to come out